There, start here. We're back again with another series boss battle, and I'm just going to show the last couple of turns, hopefully finishing this out in 15 turns for an all missions clear. This fight, oh my gosh, it's a lot of fun, let me tell you. But man, there is a lot of RNG in this fight, and there is like zero room for error. You know, if you want to have any hope of getting this one done in 15 turns. I pulled out all the stops on this one. I even crafted a piece of like high celestite gear specifically for this fight. And yeah, we are just, we're going all out, and I think we are set up to finish this fight. Now I'm not going to kill the boss on this turn. I'm hoping I can push this guy down to close to like 3% or less. It's almost going to have to be like 3% or less if I'm going to have any hope of getting it done. But yeah, we're gonna do as much as we can, because after this turn the boss puts up an undispellable full buff and 40% typed mitigations, physical and magic mitigation. So yeah, like no matter how big this burst is, the next one is going to look pathetic next to it. But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we finish the fight, and I think we're going to get it done. So what I'm going to do here, Penelo is going to do her SLB, obviously for the breaks and the imperils. We do have the 200% imperil in play, so that's already in there, but we are going to do, we're going to need those 89% breaks, so she's going to have to go first. Yuna is going to do her I've Always Known Where to Go, so that we have the 120 amp. Now our fundamental forces currently have their 150 amp active, but this will make sure that we have the 120 amp for the burst next turn. So she's going to do that first. She's going to do a double energy ray to chain with what's her face, and then she's going to end with Please Fight With Us, because we need her to deal some damage next turn to make sure we get across the finish line. Now, Yuna is the only one unaffected by the mitigations because they're typed mitigations. And so since it's not general mitigation, her LB will actually be unaffected by the mitigations. So that might help us get across the finish line here. Abby, all Abby needs to do is triple bar Fire Raja to fill up some LBs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do SLB, SLB, LB. Obviously I'm going to send Yuna and Penelo first, followed by Fundamental Forces and Celeste. And like I said, I'm hoping we knock off like 20% of the boss's health. I seriously doubt we're going to kill him here, but who knows? Maybe if everybody rolls high, we might actually kill the boss from here, which would be pretty exciting. All right, so let's see how we go. Nice. That's exactly where I want to be. 3%, because I think I can do 3% damage. I think I can do 3% next turn after the boss is buffed. So all the boss is going to do here is just going to buff. He's going to do Disorder. From this point on, if we don't kill the boss on this turn, what he's going to do is he's just going to start doing 6 random, unprovocable, like fixed attacks that do like a shit ton of damage. He also does these like throughout the fight. They're called vacuum waves. If you've tried this fight, you're probably already cursing the vacuum waves, because man, they can totally ruin your day. Basically everybody on the team needs like multiple stacks of guts if you want to have any hope of making it to turn 15. But yeah, we are in excellent shape now. I think we are going to get this one done, because we all still have our 120 amp. So we're just going to refill LBs. All right, and just for a little extra, Penelo. All right, we still have our 200% imperil as well, which is awesome. Penelo is going to do Hymn of the Faith to improve Yuna's damage. Okay, not that it's going to make a whole heap of difference, but every little bit counts. So we also have our 120 amps. All we got to do is knock off 3%, which is like 1 billion. All we have to do is 1 billion damage here, and I think we've got it. This is very excited. I'm super excited. All right, let's see how we do. Boom! Yes! All missions clear on ExDeath. Whew! Oh my goodness. Yeah, wow. 1.7, perfect. We did like 5% there. So, yeah, that would, yeah, 5% would be like 1.5. So yeah, right? No, that would be 10%. Hold on. Now, how much does he have? Oh, he's got 30 billion. That's right. Woo! Holy moly. This one took a lot of work, man. This one was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun, but man, there is some RNG here. Thank you, Flan. Flan is a friend from my Discord, also one of my favorite desserts. Fantastic for setting up your fundamental force for this fight. I will definitely at some point go through and do like a quick guide clear, kind of like I did with the last one. I'll do a quick guide clear showing you, you know, exactly how the fight goes. But because there's so much RNG, literally this was probably the 8th or 9th attempt, because if somebody takes too many vacuum waves and they end up dying, it's pretty much game over. You know, sometimes Abby dies, and that's definitely game over. And so, yeah, there's just a lot of RNG. This was probably my 7th or 8th attempt with this team. So ninth time's a charm, I guess. But yeah, obviously fundamental force is carrying the fight, but Celeste there doing some decent damage as well. So let's see that all missions clear. Whoo! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right, let me show you the gear and what it takes to actually get this done. All right, it's not going to let me do that, so I'll just go to my unit screen. I will just say that Flan's fundamental force is very similar to mine, but with one very specific difference, and I'll talk about that when I get to my fundamental force. All right, so first of all, Lakshmi Esper on Penelo is pretty important so that she has access to Isuna, because she might need that occasionally to cure Yuna, and we'll talk about that later. So Penelo, you know, she's kind of a balance between damage, death resist, giving Yuna the hymn of the faith, and then, you know, let's say damage, death resist, hymn of the faith, and guts. So she has three different stacks of guts. She's got Urba's Boon, which comes from Vanille. That's a 100% guts. We've got Earth Dwells the Heart, which comes from King of Bal Galuf. And then she has this old generic vision card, which still to this day, I love having this vision card because every now and then it comes in handy. And sure enough, having that 100% guts is fantastic. So she's got 3 different stacks of guts on her, which is awesome, but still geared enough to do a little bit of damage. You can see she didn't really do a whole lot, but every little bit counts in this fight. Winged Heart, obviously, because you got to have ailment resists for this fight. This guy throws all the ailments at you, so make sure you got ailment resists. And then other than that, she needs to have minimum 70% light resist. That is because the boss does a 170% light imperil, but we have Celeste to provide the 200% light buff, so that brings everybody up to 100% even with the imperil in play. So minimum 70% light resist on everybody, ailment resist on everybody, you know, several stacks of guts. The more guts you can pile on, the better. All right, Celeste in her normal form is basically just support, so lots of MP reduction in case she needs to do bar lightja for LB fills, and then Lucid Lenses is fantastic for the guts as well. So she gets guts from Lucid Lenses. I'm not sure if she has one innately. If she does, then that gives her 2 stacks. I think she does, but maybe not. Anyways, that's why I put Lucid Lenses on her for the guts. Otherwise, all of her damage in her Brave Shift form, still keeping the Lucid Lenses there. All right, you always want to make sure that that is there for the guts, rulers, regalia, and then just maxing out her killers. She does gear fairly easily for this one. I think the one that she doesn't gear well for is Plant, maybe? Yeah, I think Plant's the only one she really needs help with. So the boss is, in the first phase, is human plant, and then the second phase is just beast killer, which Celeste hits very easily, which is very, very helpful. So she doesn't really need a whole lot of help on the killers, thankfully. And then Frosty's card, just because the best one that I have for her. So she is good to go there. So my fundamental force is just balls to the wall. All the attack gear, maxed out on killers. She comes innately with guts, so we don't need to worry about adding guts to her kit. Maxed out on all the killers. Again, plant killer is hard for her, but if you give her Ifrit Esper with the overkillers, you'll notice she has overkillers on beast. That is super important for getting the fight done in 15 turns with your fundamental force. And then, yeah, plant killer is the only one she needs help with building, but since she's wearing Ifrit already, she usually gets 125 to start off with. So then just a few 75% materials and Code of the Samurai to finish filling her out there. She's got Hio's card because, again, it's the best one I have for her. I mentioned that my friend Flan has a slightly different build. All right, your friend unit must have death resist, because in the first phase of the fight, the boss is going to selectively hit slot 6 with death. And he's going to do it, I think, 2 or 3 times before you kill him. So whoever your friend fundamental force is, they have to have death resist. So that can be like Kurisame's cape. It can be Blizzard Orb, whatever you want to put in there to make your fundamental force death resistant. So that's basically the only difference between mine and Flan's, is that Flan had, I think, Kurisame's cape in accessory slot 2 so that he was death resistant. That is super, super important. Speaking about slots and slot order and everything, slot order is important. So you'll notice that the only people that have death resist on my party are going to be Pinello and Abby. So Abby and Pinello have death resist because the boss does slot select slot 1, slot 5, and slot 6 for the first wave of the fight. So you need to have death resist for whichever unit is in slot 1, whichever unit is in slot 5, and your friend unit has to be death resistant to get through this fight. Slot 4 is going to be selected for an unresistible death. That's why unit is in slot 4, because no matter what, doesn't matter what gear you put on her, she's going to die during the first wave of the fight. And it's unresistible. There's nothing you can do about it. All right. Now my unit is also built for high mag. You'll notice I mentioned I crafted a piece of high Celestite gear, and that was the high Celestite coat. The reason being is that unit needs to be our evade provoke unit. So she is 100% provoke with perfect provocation, and then the high Celestite coat comes with 100% evasion. Okay, an alternative to this is, you can also do the Dancer's Diadem to make her 100% provoke, and then use the rest of the slots for evasion, but this was much easier. Plus, the high Celestite coat has 3 stacks of guts. 3 stacks. That is huge because, man, those vacuum waves, they target random party members. There's no way to provoke them, but those vacuum waves do so much damage that it doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter how much mitigation you have, it's gonna kill your party member unless they have guts. And so 3 stacks of guts on Yuna make this possible. She also has, wow, she's actually not even status resistant at all, except for paralyzed and confused, which are the important ones. I meant to fix that. I'll probably fix that in a future clear, but I got lucky, I guess, and managed to get through. Herb is boon for an extra stack of guts. So Yuna has 4 stacks of guts. And trust me, she needed them. I think she got hit by 3 vacuum waves. So like she probably, if she took 2 more, she'd be dead. And that's game over. She's got Roka's card because it's great for evokers. And she is basically maxed out on all the evocation stuff. Good to go. Great. Okay. So that is my unit. And then obviously Yuna here for the big amps to finish the fight and for the leader skill. So huge right there. Yeah, Abigail. Nothing but bolt. Give her as much HP and as much spear as you can. Blizzard Orb for death resist, but also for counters to help refill LB for the party. She also needs to have lots of fire, ice, lightning. Wind resist would be helpful. I probably should have given her some more wind resist. And then lots of light resist as well. So she needs to be fire, ice, lightning, wind, and light resistant. So do whatever you need to hit those 5 elements. Lakshmi's synergy is helpful for curing status ailments because Yuna often gets dispelled and then gets hit with status ailments. So having Lakshmi synergy can potentially save you a turn from having to have Penelo use Asuna on her. All right, so that's why that is there. And then otherwise just maxing out her HP. Merrymaker for that extra bit of provoke to make sure that she is fully passive provoke, just in case Yuna dies for some reason and you need Abigail to passively provoke any single target physicals that might be coming at your party. And then Power Cut just for a high bulk card. All right, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't believe I got that one done. That was wow, man. I was sweating bullets that whole fight. I couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe I finally got to that point, and I was like, oh man, I might actually do it. But I'd gotten to that point once before, and I couldn't finish the fight. I couldn't finish the fight because I left the boss with like 6% HP, and I could not, by you know, I did that extra 3% on the turn after, and then the boss just like kept killing people, and like by turn 20 or 21, I just gave up because like the party just kept dying from all the single target fixed attacks. It was awful. So I was sweating bullets on this one. Thankfully pulled this one out. I missed the summons on the last one, so I'm gonna do the summons on this one for you guys. Now, if you saw my other video when I did the quick guide, I did do the summons at the end of that video, and you probably noticed that they were awful. They were just absolutely dreadful. Like, I think, what did I get? I'm trying to remember what I got. They were such trash. Like, Rain and Fina was one of them. So I got Rain and Fina. Who else did I get? Who was it? Oh god, they were such garbage units. It was probably like Laswell FF4 and Rain FF1 form. Like, they were that bad. But let's go ahead and do these. Let's see. Maybe since I actually remembered to do this on the video, maybe this time I'll get it right and we'll get some good units. So let's see what we get on our guaranteed Neovision summons. Whew, man, I'm still shaking a little bit from getting that one done, because man, I thought it was going to be a stretch for me to be able to get this one done in 15 turns. I don't know if you guys saw Wanderer's clear. Wanderer, by the way, is like, oh, yep, trash. Total trash. Sorry, no, Wanderer's not trash. Wanderer is awesome. Lightning Fast Zidane is trash. Wanderer is like the king of quick, speed clears. He's done some amazing content in the past. He's been largely absent for a while, but he decided to come back and do some fun clears of the current series boss battles, because they're so much fun. And so he did like a 10-turn clear on Chaotic Darkness, super impressive. And he did a 13-turn clear on this one, on ExDeath. Like, the man is a god. He's god tier. I love that Wanderer's come back to do a few clears. It probably won't see too much more of him after he finishes the series boss battles, because there's really nothing, there's nothing interesting anymore. And this is the type of content that like Wanderer lives for. But yeah, so Wanderer definitely got it. He beat me to it. No surprise there. Wanderer's just an amazing FFBE player. But I feel pretty proud to say that I can be in sort of in that upper echelon with the likes of Wanderer. Yeah, okay, already EX3, but she's a fine unit, but already EX3, so yeah, pretty much Garbo just like last time. So I'm not getting any luck from doing it on the video. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh, all right, a non-guaranteed. He's not EX3 yet, so I guess that's something, but yeah. All right, and the unique vision card, I've got like a billion of them now. Maybe, could I get another one maybe? No. All right, well, 3 Neos in 2 pulls, 2 of them guaranteed, of course. That's not too bad. But anyways, I hope this was entertaining to you guys. I will put a turn chart together, and I'll put it in the comments below for you guys. So I'll put the turn chart together and show you guys how I got it done, if you guys want to try and replicate it. And at some point I will try to do like a quick guide with no vocals or anything. I might have to wait until Flan comes up, or I'll ask the folks on my Discord to set up another one for me if they can. But yeah, thank you guys so much for following me. This was awesome. I was so glad to get this one done before maintenance. I was worried it wasn't going to happen, but yep, sure enough, there we go. Got it done. Thank you guys for following me, and I will see you on the other side.